Hello everybody, this is Marjorie. Look at me today, I'm a vision in blue. I'm like the Blue Lagoon. Shein, link down below by the way. Now, Fat Boy, 2 doors down. Now as you know, he is the bane of my life, the absolute bane of my life. And I says to him, you are driving me to the tipping point. It's like Ben, you know the Ben, what's he called Ben Shepherd on the tipping point with the wee counters. Oh, I love that wee quiz. I sit down at 4 o'clock and I watch Tipping Point with Ben, and I says to Fat Boy, that's where you're driving me to. Now, he comes up the other day, chap, and I could see his reflection, I could see his wee face, his big bowhead through the glass in the door. So I opens the door and says, what is it? What is it now? Hello, darling, do you have a hammer I could borrow? I went, oh. So I gave him my hammer away. He goes, God knows what he's going to do with a hammer. He's probably trying to break up an Easter egg, you know. So then, next day, chap, here he's again. Hello, darling, could I borrow a stepladder to get up to my shed roof? I went, I don't have the stepladders. I've only got big stepladders and you're not getting them. So away goes in a huff. Yesterday, door goes again. I says, oh, you're having me on, not on a Sunday. I mean, it's bad enough having to cope with him during the week, but not on a Sunday. So chap. Hello, darling, could I borrow a pair of pliers? I went, do you not have nothing in that house? I mean, are you sitting in an empty house? Have you just moved in? I think he thinks I'm like an iron mongrel. I says, honest to God. So he gets his pliers away, he goes, I don't know what he's building him. He must think he's in DIY SOS. I says, you are really pushing me to the limit. You are pushing me to my tipping point. I says, I'm actually running out of reasons not to stab you, to be absolutely honest. And, I mean, we've got nothing in common. All he goes on about, right? Holidays, money, horses. That's all he's got. What's this wee bit of hair doing? It's like one of the wee frazzle, the wee twisty crisps. I'll need to say to Josh, going to keep that out of mine, son. So, holidays. He loves his holidays. He loves to get away. I don't know what he wants to get away for. He doesn't do anything when he's on holiday and he's got all this money. Well, he doesn't spend any money, does it? Certainly doesn't spend it on tidying up his house and cleaning his house. I says, aye, holidays, money and horses. It would suit you better to, you know, shake some Vim Scourer in your pan and squirt some bleach in your rim. And then he says, he's back at me, chap. I said, honest to God, and govern with a monkey in a peanut suit. I says, what now? What have you not told me? What do you need now? Would you like some wallpaper paste? He says, darling, I was in B&M and they have a 50% sale on the big family-size dairy milk bars. I went, you're diabetic. What you buying them for? He says, but darling, they were 50% off. Now, he'll buy them for Christmas and everybody will get out-of-date chocolate and they'll all be sick. And I says, well, don't you be eating any of that because you're diabetic, you'll end up in a diabetic coma and you'll end up dead. So, I mean, he's not the brightest. I mean, he's diabetic and he buys all these sugary things. He buys cakes and pavlovas and, no, the pavlov, and the Paloma Faith. He buys all these sugary cakes and sweeties and crisps. And I went, no, he's not the brightest. You know, as I've said before, he's as bright as a broken light bulb. So, then, right, he's coming back the other day, right, and he steps out the motor, and I'm thinking, I think that's new clays. I've not seen these new clays before. He's got his new chinos. new chinos, and he's got a new t-shirt, right, and he gets out the motor and he says, hello, darling, do you think I look pretty swanky today? I went, you're almost there with my thinking. I says, swanky. I says, I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. He says, oh, darling, don't be like that. I says, look at you. I mean, new clays, aye, but none of you matches. You've not got anything that matches. You look as if you've got dressed in the dark. I says, have you not got a mirror in your house? Look in the mirror. The mirror does never lie. The mirror never lies. And it's, in your case, it's just as well it doesn't laugh. So here he is, right? His horns are full. He says, where have you been? I've been to the baker's, darling, to get some cakes. Well, I gave him the hail diabetic spiel all again. I mean, it's like talking to a chipmunk. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen to a word I'm saying. He's got 4 Empire biscuits, 3 Yum Yums and a couple of, you know, the Fondue Fancies. And I says, what are you going to do with them? And he says, would you like one of these, darling? No, I did. I took a yum yum because, well, they're in a box. And I thought, right, he's not had his mucky wee dirty horns on them, so I'll have a yum yum. Oh, it was lovely. I went yum 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 yum. I had a wee yum yum with my tea. And he says, just to let you know, darling, the junction at the top of the high street is closed and you are diverted around the back road up to the other junction, past the lights, round through the Lidl and down past the school. And I went, oh, thanks very much for that update. I mean, what am I? Sally Traffic. He says, I wanted to ask you, darling, would you like to go with me for fish and chips one night? I will take you out and I will get you a fish tea. I says, good out with you for a fish tea. Now, let me think. Let me have a wee memento to think about that. No. I says, I would rather wax my nether regions with gaffer tape than go for fish and chips with you. I mean, the honest did, you're sitting across for him eating your fish and chips, it's enough to make you vegetarian. Oh no, the fish isn't the meat, is it? What do you call somebody that just eats fish? The pedestrian. I says, no, I'm not going for fish and chips with you. And he says, oh darling, I like it when you get assertive and you put me in my place. You really push my buttons, darling. I says, dear, aye, oh that's good. Which one's mute?